Hey, what's up guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, I've got some incredible weather video footage that's been sent in here recently from Alabama and in Oklahoma. Gonna take a look at that here in just a moment. Also, a brand new picture slideshow, new sky phenomena sent in from all around the world. But first, I want to talk about the 2020 hurricane season as it's about to switch gears based off of a couple of things. We're looking at the Saharan dust. This is as of basically today, and it's starting to slow down some. It's not dominating the Atlantic Ocean like it was, so that means the storms or potential storms won't have a cap or a lid over the atmosphere, so to speak, like this dust causes, which is going to enhance the hurricane possibilities for the coming months of August and September. Another factor that's going to possibly contribute to the formation of, and quite possibly see a record-setting hurricane season is, number one, there's two things actually. The sea surface temperatures are above average this year. In some areas, 3 degrees above average. You're looking at a sea surface temperature map, and this goes up to July, actually 15th, 16th. It's not quite real time, but it's pretty close. It goes up to the 16th. The darker the orange, the more warm the water is. And you can see in the main development regions, especially in the Atlantic Basin and the Caribbean, the waters are a dark orange, which is up in the 32 degrees Celsius range and above, and that's 90 degrees, actually 89.9. But you get into these darker oranges, that's above 90 degrees. That spans for several hundred miles in the Caribbean. You've got in the upper 80s spanning over several thousand miles coast to coast from the United States to West Africa, where a lot of these storms actually begin their journey across the Atlantic Ocean. And we're starting to see some activity off of the west coast of Africa. Tropical waves, they'll form here. In fact, Hurricane Irma formed right over here off the west coast of Africa, made a 4,000 mile plus journey across the Atlantic and through the Caribbean and right up into Florida. So I think based off of all of those factors and La Nina, we're in a La Nina year. And what La Nina means, we're either in a La Nina or a El Nino. This year happens to be La Nina, and basically in a nutshell, what that does, it reduces the amount of wind shear coming across the Caribbean and in the Atlantic, especially during the months of August, September, and October. Less wind shear means also the greater the probability these storms have as far as reaching up into the atmosphere and being able to become tall storms like they like to naturally do. When there's wind shear, it blows them over to the side and they don't form, or at least not very well. That is going to assist in the formation of possibly a lot of hurricanes. It could be a record-setting year. It says this year's hurricane season is currently on pace to match the number of named storms during the historic 2005 hurricane season, a season which also saw La Nina develop in the autumn. And that's what I was talking about earlier, like in August and September and October, when that wind shear is down, the hurricane count usually goes up. So we'll see. That's something that we're keeping a very close eye on, like we always do. Got some incredible video footage out of Oklahoma sent in by Scott and Jasmine of a massive cloud structure that looks like a shelf cloud, multiple layers expanding up into the sky. Look at that. Very, very photogenic, and can be also very, very intense behind that wall cloud. That's a leading edge of a large storm that was rolling through Oklahoma back on the 16th. Jasmine and Scott took this video and shared these incredible pictures with me, and I'm passing them on to you guys. We've been seeing a lot of these, they call them shelfies this year, shelf clouds and roll clouds, very, very photogenic storms, and there's more to come. I also have a spectacular video here of a huge water spout off the coast of Alabama out in the Gulf of Mexico, sent in by Kelly. The video was taken from Gulf Shores, Alabama, and you can see it out here. We're going to zoom in for a closer look. It's not far from what looks like an oil rig. Over here looks like a tremendous downspout of rain, pouring down rain, and then in front of that huge rain shaft is a large water spout. If that were over land, that would be a twister. That looks like a platform right there. But that is a very profound, strong-looking water spout. Those are very common, or at least they're not uncommon in the Gulf of Mexico. You don't see them every day, but it's not uncommon to see a water spout like that out in the Gulf of Mexico. But to get a good video like that, it's kind of rare. I appreciate that. Thanks for sharing. Now we'll hop over to the picture slideshow. New sky phenomena photos sent in from all around the world. Missy B out of Middleton, Wisconsin. Yet another very photogenic, high-profile shelf cloud. Incredible. Another amazing photo here out of Alberta. Photo taken by Pat, sent in by Dr. Shelley. Portugal, Bella M. Couple of photos here of some very unique lenticular clouds kind of hanging around up there by themselves. One of them's almost jet black. Hill Edward 233, massive roll cloud. There's actually two here sent in by Hill Edward 233. Not exactly sure of the location, but that is one impressive roll cloud expanding as far as you could see in at least one direction, probably in both. Unique photo here sent in by John out of Silver Lake, New Hampshire. Double-decker rainbow reaching down to the ground. You can kind of see where it starts. And then we've got a lightning strike right next to the double-decker rainbow. Great photo. Sequim, Washington. Photo here sent in by Chris. This looks like a serpent literally up in the sky. That's the sun. That looks like the eye of the serpent just kind of going through the sky above Sequim, Washington. Look at that. That is very rare. You don't see photos like that come around very often. Missouri, Allen. Yet another very strong rain shaft right above that home. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Jennifer D. Some very unique clouds here that kind of look like Q-tips up in the sky. Anthony C. Very unique hole punch cloud that's shaped exactly like a saucer. Larry E. out of Centennial, Colorado. Lightning here that looked like a strobe light. Non-stop, high-intensity lightning. Albuquerque, New Mexico again. Lupita S. Got some unique clouds here. Look at that. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not sure if those are some form of mammatus clouds, very large ones, just kind of hanging around there all by themselves. A group of about 6. American Samoa, Eric M. Yet another double-decker rainbow. Ominous-looking storm cloud here by Dominic out of Bushkill, Pennsylvania. Talk about black. Fremont, Nebraska. Kevin. Got a cross up in the sky in front of that storm. More intense lightning, this time by Kimberly L. out of Minnesota. Got that strobe effect. Very bright pulses. Sharon M. out of Annandale, Minnesota. Awesome photo here. This is a what you call a Kodak moment. Sometimes I use the term Hallmark moment because you could see that on a card at the store. When you buy a card, inspirational card, that would fit perfectly on an inspirational card. That's why I use that term every once in a while. Kodak moment is the old classic from years ago. Ontario, Canada, Peter K. said that reminded him of a big mothership moving in over Ontario as that storm was rolling in. Winchester Bay, Oregon, Kevin W. Awesome sunset here. Very good photo. Cheyenne, Wyoming, Spider-Man. This is a very unique pano of the sky above Wyoming. Louisville, Tony W. Got some orange clouds here that are like reaching down towards the ground. Tony W., this time out of Louisville. Some lenticular clouds up here in the sky that look like discs on top of each other. Look at that. Great photograph. Louisville again. This looks like some sort of a flat roll cloud or the beginnings of a shelf cloud. Tony this time out of Missouri. Unique shadows coming through the clouds there in front of the sun. More unique photos out of Missouri. Bright orange sky. I took this photo myself. I looked up and noticed what looked like a pattern in the sky. I mean, it's open to interpretation, but you can see a very distinct line here and here. And then it's got a round feature up here and down here. It just didn't look like an ordinary cloud like the rest of the clouds. Looked out of place. I just took a picture of it, that's all. April S. out of Iowa. Massive orange beams coming up from down below the horizon or behind that big black cloud there. Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, Vernon T. Another double-decker rainbow. This one's kind of tall. Look at that. Looks like a big gateway. Good job, guys. Hot Springs, Arkansas. Aaron H. Leading edge of a thunderstorm here. Classic shelf cloud. Another ominous-looking storm. There's the full view. Incredible. Manhattan, New York. Ollie N. This is back in June. He noticed this going across the sky, and he lives there, so he's very familiar with the night sky, and I'm sure he's seen 1,000 or more airplanes go across the night sky. He said that was not an airplane, was not a helicopter. He'd never seen anything quite like it. The video was about 4 minutes long. I just condensed it. But anyway, it was an unusual light above Manhattan that he'd never seen before. Shannon C., Cedar Grove, Indiana. We've got what looks like a triangle here hanging out up in the sky above Cedar Grove. Look at that. Illuminated cloud that's the shape of a triangle, just sitting there all by itself. And it's a very unique color compared to the clouds that's next to it. The clouds around it are like a dark gray, but that's a light orange. And just happens to be shaped like a triangle. Crystal H. got some incredible colorful clouds in the proximity of the sun. Been seeing a green here lately, and I just saw it again in that photograph there. Deborah L. from the Gulf Coast. A spectacular orange sunset. I mean, you just can't hardly get much more orange than that. Great photograph. And then Deborah too noticed another ominous looking storm cloud. Netherlands, beautiful pink, kind of a lavender purple sky. Seattle, Hazard, Smurf, big halo around the sun, high in the sky above Seattle. And then we've got some lenticular clouds in the same area. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, about 4 stacked up on top of each other. Look like a stack of pancakes. Karen L. out of Texas. Another very intense rain shaft above the highway here. Looks like the sky just opened up. Cheryl out of the Philippines. Unique color of pink here in the sky that I received the photo as is. That's unedited. That's the way I received it. And then you've got this like what looks like a portal, an orange circle or semicircle in the sky above the Philippines. It's got a very unique color to it. That's what compelled Cheryl to take the photo to begin with, or the photos. Great job, guys. You are wide awake and on the ball. Keep the photos coming. If you guys are new viewers, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Click on this bell. That way you'll be notified each time I upload a new video. If you're current subscribers, simply double check. Make sure you're still subscribed. And make sure that bell is still activated. If you guys have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. All of the photos end up here at the Sky Phenomena Photo Gallery, and sometimes I'll use them in a picture slideshow, just like you saw right here. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.